Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trophy Room pre-show. While I get the notes all sorted, we're going to be guessing the game. This is definitely Civilization 5 or 4, probably 4. And also just want to note that Giant Bomb, it's their first year of being independent. Shout out to the boys over there. And Mike Minotti is doing a Donkey Kong 64 stream until he 101%s it. It's currently at 666 people are watching that. That's the sign of the beast. Mike Minotti.
Awesome.
Might be the son of Sam. All right. That's it, gang. Let's get right into it. Y'all guess the game while I make these social posts, and then we'll get right into the show.
Well, I was going to say Civilization, but I didn't know what number. So Joe said Civ 5. So I say we go with that one.
Oh, he stole it from you. How
He did.
dare he?
I'm sorry.
Before he hit go live, I was like, oh, I know this one. And then we go live and he's like, that's Civilization 5. I'm like,
You're gone 2 weeks. I'm gone 1 week, and he just takes over. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Late, how are you? It's good to see you.
I am very good. Very glad to be back.
Yeah.
Missed the show. Missed you guys.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Same.
Can't wait to talk about what I did.
Nice. Very nice. I give that to Light because Light had it before.
Oh, yes.
To be fair, I didn't know the number. I was just going to say Civilization.
I probably was going to click 5 anyway. So we're good.
Don't like to brag. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Avatar: The Last Airbender or Pentiment.
Ooh, I like Pentiment.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Was there an Airbender game?
Not yet. I know there's one coming out, but
I like to guess though.
Definitely not Avatar either.
It's just like did a Luigi's Mansion score that low?
I feel like it couldn't have, but it also looks like it could be the vibes.
Yeah, right?
Some sort of like ghosty Nintendo type game.
Let's do 2. Ah, damn. Xbox. Huh. So OG Xbox, huh? And hello, chat. We missed you. How are you?
The only OG Xbox games I played were, Adventure Beat 'em Up.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
Oh, is this like the Rise of the Ghoulies or whatever?
Grab him by the ghoulies?
Yeah.
Grab by the ghoulies? Damn. Okay.
I'm broken inside. I've never even played it.
It's crazy.
I just have that G4 video review about it in my head.
Crazy. Also, Joe, how close are we to having to dye my beard? Because I'm gonna need to do that process pretty damn soon.
That is a good question. I think we are at $1,310.
All right, so we're like $190 away. Okay.
Yeah, we're $190 away. Yep. And then which one of us is getting a tattoo first at 2,000? Because I've already started thinking of ideas.
If you have an idea, you can be first.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Astrobot Bloodborne fella.
Oh,
cute. Reese, I was gonna say it reminds me. I think a certain politician must have played that game.
Hey man, when they're famous, they let them grab you by the ghoulie.
I have got nothing from this.
Yeah, I don't either. 87. All right, it's a pretty good video game.
Can you skip once more?
PC and Xbox.
Oh, Morrowind.
You know this. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
So I watched my dad play this every night for months. Well, every night that I was at his house.
Mm-hmm.
We were obsessed with it. He would clear out the area and then I would go around and I would loot everything. When I first started streaming, I started it as like a patron exclusive thing. And one of the first games I tried to play was Morrowind because I obviously love Skyrim. I love Oblivion. I'd never played Morrowind on my own. That game's freaking hard now. I could not make it past the first ant I had to fight. I was like, okay, I give up.
Yeah, I
This
can
looks
imagine.
like one of those like fighting games from the side.
Yep, like a Streets of Rage is maybe not 4 because that was more 3D graphicsy. So 2. Okay, I guess 4. Is this
it,
Turtles
yeah, no. Well, it could be, but let's do the
or Cosmic Invasion?
Cosmic Invasion. That's what I was thinking.
Yay, nice.
Is that the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty much a genius when it comes to being really tired. I kind of mind meld.
Also, shout out to Jeannie. She also said it in chat.
Oh, did she really, for real?
Oh, nice. Thanks, Jeannie. Sorry, I'm. See, I missed a week and I'm off my game. Is this Peak? Looks like a rope.
It does look like a rope. Or I was gonna say maybe Gears too.
Ooh.
World of Warcraft.
Lean? Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go Peak first, and then we'll go Gears. Damn.
Oh, not Gears anymore. Or WoW.
Prey?
Never
Didn't
played
the remake
Prey.
of Prey look like this? Ah, damn. PC, mobile, PS5.
Oh, this is a Honkai Star Rail game. Like one of those.
Joe? What are you on?
I don't know.
What is happening?
I don't know. This is crazy. One more.
Go,
Okay, Joe, what is it?
Yeah, get it right now.
Pizza Tower.
If you get this, you have cheated. Oh, damn. I really wanted you to get that so I could yell at you.
84.
Is that a coin?
It does look like a coin. It also kind of looks like that's like it, like laying on the ground in the environment. It's like one of those weird, like top
Silk
down.
in it says Binding of Isaac. I think that's
Binding
good.
of Isaac.
I think that's a good guess.
A lot of games I've never heard of.
I've heard of Binding of Isaac. I've never
Nice.
What
met
the hell?
Binding of Isaac.
What are those little guys?
It's a shoot 'em up. It's very graphics, not the right word.
It looks like Super Meat Boy, like gory.
Yes. Yeah, it is gory. It's the guy who made it just came out this year, Eugenics.
Oh, okay.
That cat game. Joe, have you put on socials that we are live so I can share it?
I did. Yeah, that's what I was about to.
Okay.
Well, yes, I did.
Okay.
I will send you both the link via Streamlabs. Private chat.
Chips Challenge.
Chips Challenge?
That's a old school PC game that came on the game pack of the Windows.
Oh.
It's probably not even an option in there.
Damn.
No.
Is it like apostrophe S? Is it like...
Yeah, it's like Chip is the person. Yeah.
Oh, no. Light. Oh, come on. Come on.
I
want
swear to
this
God.
so bad.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Too old for Metacritic, though. It could have been.
It could have been.
could
It
have
very
been.
much could have been.
All right. Can I see the
nothing.
first screen, please?
Please hold.
Okay.
I mean, you're not missing much.
Grass.
The Oregon Trail. Or Risk.
No, it's not Oregon Trail.
Jeannie also said it.
What'd she say?
I think we should try it for Jeannie.
Yeah.
I thought Oregon Trail was like green.
Yeah, like black and green.
Like black and green.
You never know.
Not colorful like this. No, see, I knew it.
It's a NES.
Pokemon?
NES game.
Oh.
I gotta skip one more. It's not... Earthbound was Super Nintendo. RPG. Oh.
But Tommy, though you didn't like Mixtape that much,
Mother?
how did you
Rugrats.
like getting a nice, easy platinum?
It is not easy.
Really? What's hard about it?
That firework level cramped up my forearms.
I don't like to brag, but
You're doing
got
a
me
lot of
that-
bragging this pre-show, and I don't like it. Okay.
got the Edge controller, set those triggers to the sensitivity all the way, and I just went easy stuff. All right, gang, let's do this. Can we get a moment of silence in chat while we read?
For what?
Well, for the intro. For the intro.
Oh, okay. I was like, ooh, who died?
Yeah.
This week on the Trophy Room, we're talking financials, game financials, because we are the experts in that department here on the Trophy Room. Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 480 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where we chat about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every week. That said, alongside me, the returning champ, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir? Are you feeling better?
No, but I'm here. I don't have
All
a
right.
fever this week, so that is why I'm here.
You do sound a little congested.
Oh, yeah, I definitely am.
Just a little bit.
Just a little
You
bit.
sound good.
I'm the champ of what, may I ask? You introduced me as the champ. Just of life?
Yeah, friendship.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll
Yeah,
take that.
I do like the intro that you wrote down because this week we have like a bunch to
So
talk
much-
about, and you're like, finances.
Yeah, I
This
was
is the
like,
show. I needed to tap out for Dan. Dan's literally a finance guy.
All right, we're gonna get a finance bro in about 10 minutes, all about this. And of course, back from her siesta.
Siesta?
Our course. I
Your
mean,
girl
listen,
was busy. She was not siestaing.
I think San Francisco, and I think it's nice over there.
It
Okay,
was
I
not a
enjoy my
siesta.
No, all right. Well, our correspondent on the ground,
There you go.
the lightweight
Boots on the ground
herself.
journalism. Hello, hello. Missed you all.
How's everything? How was all your trips?
I'm back. Some of you are very disappointed.
and those
No,
people
no,
are
no.
wrong.
Exactly.
Well, we
How's
don't want to
your
go
trip,
too
though?
much into it because that's what the post show is going to be. We're
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
we're gonna learn
Just
a
a
lot
It
little
was
about
all good. I went
Yeah.
to New York City the first week that I was gone, and then I went to San Francisco last week, and I am back for now until SGF.
Oh yes, and then we're all gonna be gone.
And then we're all going on.
Oh my goodness! And let me tell you something. SGF is getting packed. It's getting busier and busier. More and more emails as the days goes on. Our
Which, like-
schedule's fully booked.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Stop emailing us new opportunities now.
Please. I mean, there's so many, and you guys got to really relax about this. That said, we're not done raising money for our trip to SGF. Of course, we're raising money to go to SGF because of your generous donations. We are currently at, if I can't get this screen up in time, I'm going to cry. We are currently at 1,300 doll hairs. We are $190 away from Kyle dyes his beard. And then when we hit $2,000, our goal to reach SGF, I am getting a tattoo. Where? I don't know yet. I haven't decided that. But I have decided it's going to be a little Astrobot Bloodborne guy. You know?
It's going to be Astrobot, and the eyeball is going to be his belly button.
Oh, yes.
I don't really have a belly button anymore.
A reverse tramp stamp.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I don't really have a belly button anymore.
Where'd it go?
Did it vanish?
It's a long story. I'll save for the post show, but I don't got one no more. It doesn't work the way a belly button should.
I'm sorry, what's a belly button supposed to do?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a little divot, or sometimes you got an
No, some
outie.
people
or
have an
an
out. Yeah, some people have.
Yeah,
outies.
well, mine's got neither of them.
It's just What was that show with the alien kid who had no belly button?
Kyle XY.
Yeah.
Are you Kyle XY? Are you an alien? Were you grown in a tank?
I just don't appreciate the U.S. government leaking my family's vehicles like that.
You get probed?
Okay, back in the 50s, we made one pit stop. They started taking cameras of us. It's just inappropriate.
Really
Tommy
quickly. Yeah, I was going to say.
in with the $49.99 super chat, Bay Area resident, but I guess enjoy your Southern California trip.
Thanks, Tommy. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you so much. That makes it so now we are $140 away from Kyle dyeing his beard. What color are you thinking about dyeing it if we reach it?
I kind of want to keep that a surprise.
Okay.
It might be a new color. So I've done green, I've done blue, I've done purple. I mean, I've done pink. Maybe a purple. Maybe I go back to blue.
Okay.
I don't know. As long as I don't burn my face like I did last time.
Something tells me you're going to burn your face, man.
No.
I feel like you shouldn't burn your face if there's no bleach involved.
But I use bleach.
Oh.
Because it's too dark. So if I want the color I need to get it super light. So
as a
I buy
girl
the
who used
sensitive
to bleach her
stuff.
own hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I buy
I
the
get
stuff for
that.
sensitive scalps. That's what the woman at Sally's Beauty Supply said.
It still burns.
I just did it. I didn't mix it correctly the last time, I think, and I did too much bleach to too much.
Shout out to Sally's Beauty Supply.
Yeah, shout out.
In high school, I would bleach my own hair because I wanted bleach blonde. I didn't want highlights. It looked awful, but I did it myself. And I used to get sorry, if you get grossed out easily, just mute for 10 seconds. I used to get pustules on my head that would pop because I would get chemical burns on my scalp, essentially.
Yeah.
Oof.
Real healthy. Real healthy.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
I got hired by my modeling agency and they're like, yeah, no, you're not doing that anymore. You need to be brunette.
See, those are the colors I did before.
The blue looks good.
Yeah. That was the blue I had for Kind of Funny Prom. I really like that blue. So
both the teal and the blue or whatever those two are.
Pink was a little too much.
Yeah,
the
pink was
red.
Yeah, that was too much. Green was good though. Green is good.
I feel like purple would be really good on you.
Yeah, I'm leaning purple. The green was actually a spray. So
really,
when that was at Kind of Funny Live 3, and whenever I met, because that was my first time as a Kind of Funny best friend meeting so many people for the first time.
Sure.
And you could track who I gave a hug to and met because green was on their shirt on the shoulder from hugs.
That's great.
And I was like, that was unintended.
Oh yes. All right, gang, listen, before we get into all of this, of course, I want to thank you, the patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. The reason why we look so great, sound so good is because of your generosity. And of course, we're going to shout all y'all out at the end of the show. And of course, again, our SGF fundraiser is fully live, operational. Of course, if you can't give, no worries. Hit that share, that subscribe button. It really does help. Hit us with a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That also does wonders for the show as well. Now, that said, everybody.
Really quickly.
All that out of the way. Yes.
Because we do housekeeping at the beginning now until the end.
Oh, yeah.
6-1 Indie Showcase next Thursday, May 21st. 61indie.com. It's also co-streaming on IGN and GameSpot, so go give it a watch at, I should know this, 11:50 a.m. Pacific Eastern, 8:50 a.m. Pacific time. Main show starts at 12 noon or 9 Pacific. A lot of love went into this. I've seen it probably 20 times with all the revisions and edit stuff and notes and whatever. It's amazing. 61 indies in 93 minutes.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good time, so make sure you check it out. And also, if you like cryptid hunting, go support Blue Ridge Hunting on Kickstarter. Kickstarter got relaunched, and go give it a shout out. If you like the peek or repo type of gameplay with friends, it's a good time. So go support on Kickstarter and help make that game possible.
Wait, anything you want to showcase before we get right into the news? I totally forgot.
If I just reacted to Project Hail Mary, that's over my reaction channel, and my gaming channel is finally back live. I posted yesterday and I posted for tomorrow. I'm ready to go. So I'm still working through Halo 2, but that's it.
Woo-wee. Oh God, what a peak game. Talk about peak Halo 2 goated experience.
I just beat the Prophet of Regret. I felt a little stupid. Took me a little too long to figure out what I needed to do there, and I felt like a total idiot, but it's fine.
It's all right. Isn't Arbiter the boy?
Yeah, he's cool.
He's awesome. I love him. All right, Kyle Stevenson, let's get right into it. Let's square up the news.
Let's talk numbers, everybody. The first of all the number conversations this week. They're just waiting for SGF, I feel like, to drop some actual news on us. This comes from Push Square over at Sammy Barker over at Push Square. The PlayStation financials are out. And here's some stats that Sammy wrote up for Push Square over there. Sony today revealed during its final quarterly results for fiscal year 2025 that total PlayStation 5 console shipments have reached 93.7 million units. This means a further 1.5 million PS5 units were sold during the fourth quarter, start of January 2026, end of March 2026. But this is a considerable drop compared to the same time period in the last fiscal year. President and CEO Hiroki Totoki shared the news during the Q&A session of the firm's Q4 fiscal year 2025 earnings briefing, responding to a question on whether the increased costs of components will have an impact on the console. Totoki said via VGC, quote, "We have not yet decided on at what timing we will launch the new console or at what prices, so we would like to really observe and follow the situation," end quote. Due to the expected short supply in fiscal year 2027, Sony expects the price of memory to remain high. Quote, "So under that assumption, we must think carefully what we will do," end quote. One consideration is a quote-unquote new potential ways to sell the PS6, according to VGC's reporting. Quote, "We would like to think about various simulations, including changing business models to come up with the best solution and strategy," said Totoki.
Very interesting. First, we're seeing PlayStation 5 is now starting to hit that, tail end of its life. We're seeing that, though I think it will outsell the PS4 in time. I think it's more because I think the PS5 is going to be out a while longer than the PS4 is, because I don't know about y'all, but they, with that quote of them saying we're reevaluating the PS6, its price and its date. What are the odds? Like, I'll go bring this over to you, that we actually see a PlayStation 6 launch in 2027, or do you think this thing maybe gets a secret delay to 2028? Because we just saw the Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, it's seeing a $50 price increase. It's giving you guys up until September to go buy it, but it's now the base version is going to be $500. So are they seeing, with the price of everything going up, hey, maybe we should wait a little bit, or, what do you think?
It's impossible to know what their plan is. I think it could make sense that they start like announcing the new console and stuff in 2027 and then launching in 2028, and maybe have like a teaser and then a deep dive, and then how they did with the last console. They kind of did like the teaser with the picture of it, and then they like announced it, and then they had like a whole separate state of play or whatever they did with like just the console with the deep dives and the specs. Maybe they do something like that throughout 2027 and then it comes out 2028, but it's impossible to know. Like, really, anytime I think like, oh no, they've definitely got to wait because it doesn't make sense. They're like, hey, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I think it kind of could go either way, but I stand by the fact that I don't think we necessarily need a new console yet. If they are seeing that prices are increased and it's going to be harder to meet demand because of supply issues with components, I think it only makes sense for them to wait. And I don't think they need to be in any rush. So I would hope that they don't release it in 2027, but you never know.
Yeah, there's just so many factors, right? Like it's like you're praying that like AI, that bubble bursts. You're praying that like, I don't know, the oil situation gets better. You're praying for inflation not to be at record highs, the following, that following year. So it's like, all these things that we're just seeing, it's trending in the complete opposite direction. I'm not incredibly hopeful. That's why, Kyle, I don't know about you, man, but like, I mean, we've all discussed this console is going to be over $1,000. We're going to be talking about low sales of things and people being priced out of the hobby. No, yeah, like with GTA, even just them hoping it'll revitalize the industry somehow, some way, and get people to buy more PS5s. I just don't see the need for it right now. But I'm fearful that it's going to be what Nintendo's kind of talking about, where they're like, hey, we're still going to support the original Nintendo Switch as well as the Switch 2. Like, we're going to see a similar thing here with the PS5 being, the thing that's propped up well into the PlayStation 6 generation, and us being, complaining yet again about how the next God of War is a cross-gen game. I don't know. What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, first of all, cross-gen stuff is perfectly fine. So, like, yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't. I've said it before. I'm not like hankering for a new PlayStation at all. I'm highly enjoying my PS5 Pro thanks to these wonderful people here, plus Dan. So like I have no need for it. But like it's gonna be super expensive, and I love how they're like, oh yeah, consoles sold were down. Oh, you don't think so? How many price increases have went up since the last year?
I mean, Matt Piscatella said that the most PlayStation 5 sold this year in
right
a year
before the increase.
Right before the increase, and then the lowest amount of PlayStation 5 sold was the day after the increase. It's like,
so they kind of knew what they were doing on that regard, and a lot of people did exactly that. So and got in. Maybe it'd be a second PS5 to put literally 3 feet away from your other one, Joe, so you could use it on your PC. Maybe people went that route. But yeah, I think the price of the PS6 is going to be insanely expensive unless things change outside of just the gaming space and worldwide space and just the economy in general, kind of rights the ship. But until then, things are going to be way too expensive. I'm more interested in this quote. I don't know about either of you. New potential ways to sell the PS6. What are we talking about? Are we collecting box tops of goods and sending it in for a PS6?
Finance options.
Like we talk about Klarna. Can I Klarna a PS6?
Yeah. If you have enough platinums, you get a discount.
I'm in. I will trade all my platinums in.
1% discount for every platinum you have.
363% discount. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't scream. It doesn't bode well for the next gen consoles. And I think one of the major reasons why we're like, we don't need one is the price of everything, man. It's dreadful out there.
Also, as somebody who doesn't understand technology, okay, I'm literally the most technology illiterate person, which is ironic considering my master's degree is in educational technology. But that's besides the point.
You got your master's going, hey, could you educate me on this?
Listen, to be fair, if it's educational technology, I got you. I got you.
Have you turned it on and off again?
Pretty much. Jokes aside, though, when it comes to like understanding how things run and like the components of the consoles and things like that, how much more powerful can we actually make them? Like, so at like, okay, you do make it a little bit more powerful. Are we really going to notice a difference if a game is like cross compatible between the 5 and the 6? Are we really going to notice that much of a difference? Or is it going to be that much of a difficulty for developers to make games that can fit on both? Because I can't see the PS5 necessarily holding games back for the PS6. Like the Switch to the Switch 2, for example, the Switch was holding games back for the Switch 2. I could see why people would be like a little nervous that they are, cross compatible. With the 5 to the 6, as somebody who doesn't understand tech a lot, it doesn't seem like that's really going to be an issue. So it's more of a non-issue if you do have to keep playing games on your PS5. Even from the 4 to the 5, I felt like there was a big jump, especially because I had the base 4. Mm-hmm. So the base 4 to the base 5 was a huge jump for me.
Yeah.
But at this point, I don't know if we really see a huge difference from the 5 to the 6. Because what is it? It's like, okay, well, instead of 4K, it's going to be 10K. My monitor can't have that anyways. Like, so it's like,
Yeah.
what difference is it going to be?
I think Stefano in chat is kind of where I'm at with that. The jump is more of the frames per second and have the quality and performance mode be the way of the dinosaurs, and it's just 4K 60 no matter what.
And that makes sense, but again, in terms of development, I don't think it's going to hold the game back having to also make it for the 5.
Yeah,
so.
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when Tommy, there's two conflicting reports here, right? Two conflicting comments. I feel Tommy writes, I think they're going to wait for more Xbox news. I feel Asha and Xbox are starting to worry them just a bit. And then Wei Johnson Juan writes, PlayStation is just a plastic box with no games. Woo. That comes from a quote from PlayStation's what's it, third-party strategy. I'm going to just say specialist. I forget his title. My apologies. I was watching the GameIndustry.biz, and they talk about their strategy when it comes to third-party games. And you know, there's a very cavalier and quick moment of like, hey, isn't it weird that your competition's also now your number one, you know, publisher on your brand? He's like, yeah. And how you are at this point the de facto third-party machine. He's like, yes. You know, I don't think Xbox worries them anymore. And that's the part that kind of worries me, that we're getting to this part in the industry where each side, it's kind of like I guess the worry's like it getting to be like big cable, where it's like, hey, you have your audience here, we have our audience here, you have your audience there, Steam and Xbox and PlayStation. We're gonna just milk our consumers dry. That's where my concern lies, because yeah, the quote here of PlayStation is a plastic box with no games. If they don't support, the full quote is something along the lines of, that's why third party support and bringing games to the platform is so incredibly important. So I think, to me, what the PlayStation 6 is going to have to offer, I think the most important thing is, how easy is it to bring your game over to PlayStation if you already made it, you know, for a game like Peak, for example, if you made it during a game jam and it's on the Steam, you know, page, how fast can you get that translated over to the PlayStation store? I think that's what it's going to be for PlayStation 6, is how do they adopt more players and bring more folks in and make it, yeah, the de facto stop for third party, but you don't mind because you're spending money in it, you know? So yeah, it's looking a tad bit bleak out there, not gonna lie. That said, though, there's more to these quotes here. Light, would you like to read where it's from the VGC's own Chris Scullion?
Sure. So like Joe said, this is from Chris Scullion over at the VGC. CEO Hideaki Nishino explained how he believes AI will strengthen the company's efforts in game creation. Quote, at PlayStation, our goal is always to be the best place to play and the best place to publish, Nishino said. We see AI as a powerful tool to help us in this mission. Nishino stated that PlayStation Studios teams are already using AI tools for automating certain processes. Quote, within our studios, game developers are automating repetitive workloads, improving software engineering productivity, and accelerating areas like quality assurance, 3D modeling, and animations through new AI-powered tools, he explained. Quote, for example, our teams created a tool we call Mockingbird that quickly animates 3D facial models based on performance capture. Importantly, we're not replacing human performers, but rather optimizing how we process the data from these live captures. With Mockingbird, animation work that would have taken hours can now be completed in a fraction of a second. He continued, we've already seen the teams at Naughty Dog, San Diego Studio, and others adapt our tools, including in released titles like Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Another example is the tool we built for animating hair. This is often a labor-intensive process, given the volume of strands that must be created. Our teams have accelerated this process by taking videos of real hairstyles and having an AI tool output a 3D model with hundreds of strand models. These practical applications allow our teams to spend less time on manual, high-effort tasks and to instead reinvest their time into building richer worlds and gameplay for our players. Taking this further, our world-class creatives have already shown the ability to create amazing prototypes where NPCs with their own personalities can create a living, dynamic world for the players to explore, he said. The vision, the design, and the emotional impact of our games will always come from the talent of our studios and performers, he said. AI is meant to augment their capabilities, not replace them.
Kyle Stevenson, I throw this over to you. That's something very well worded. If I was speaking directly to someone that is going to clip this and put this into an article more than it is for shareholders, I believe. The rise of AI skepticism and outcry. You read these quotes. Are you still skeptical? Are you hesitant? Or do you see this going, okay, well, listen, if it makes things shorter and games cheaper and all this jazz, if I get my horizon faster, awesome. What are your thoughts on this?
I do just want to say, I don't know why this is my sick brain. Lights, pink light in the background, and your shirt kind of blended together, and I thought you were melding into her camera screen.
Oh, what a horrible sight.
Whoa. Yes, this is very much like, hey, we're going to talk about AI, and we're going to do it in a way to actually explain it, which I do appreciate them actually explaining what it's using. It's way better than, us here seeing headlines of Capcom's going all in on AI or whatever, or like and most people not like actually reading it or actually knowing
Getting
how it's
some
going to work.
detail and
Absolutely. So
context.
like I do really, really appreciate them coming out like, this is what we're using it for. This is exactly how it works. Which again, on paper sounds amazing. It sounds great. It's just, I'm still very much, I guess, call me old school on this front. Like, I don't know. Games have been in development all my life. And so like, yes, if it makes it easier, fine, but I'm still very skeptical over the use of it and relying too heavily on it, I guess. And also I think us as consumers and gamers need to worry less about the frequency of games, because Lord knows there's enough games in the last 2 weeks that we can handle, or more than we can handle. So getting games out quicker is, I guess, fine, but that's just a way for the board members to get more money in their pocket if games come out quicker, which is like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want good games. And if they're human made from start to finish, that's even better.
Oh man, I have such a hot take. Like, you go for it. What are you thinking?
I think I'm a little bit more lenient on it because, well, so rewind. I like that he took the time to explain exactly how they're using AI. A lot of these companies, they get frustrated because it just comes out that they're using AI. We don't know how specifically. It's just like, oh, we're using AI in this department. And then your brain automatically goes to the worst of the worst situation. I've always said I don't like generative AI, but I like AI as a tool to help with other things. So like for early diagnostics of cancers, or things like automating routines and things that like the humans do the work, but the AI does it faster, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it sounds like everything he said sounds like that's what it is. It's humans doing the work, the AI doing the processing of it to get it done quicker. So like the AI is a tool that humans are using. It's not a tool that humans are using to create things from scratch, if I'm understanding that correctly. I'm okay with that. I do worry what potential fallout we do see going down the road in terms of people working at the studios, because I can still see it impacting how many employees they feel that they need to have. Because before, if you were hand drawing every strand of hair, that might take one person to draw and 5 people to animate it. If now you have the AI to help you, maybe that takes one person to draw it, 2 people to animate it with the AI, and now you're out 3 jobs. So that still does make me a little bit nervous for the future with careers at these places and future potential layoffs. It also could be a slippery slope. This is how it starts, and then it's like, oh, well, our people trained the AI, so now if it's generative AI, it's trained on our stuff. So it's not that bad because we're not stealing from other people because it's our people that taught it. Well, now you don't need your artists anymore because now it's like it's a slippery slope. Once you start, do you keep trying to use it for more and more and more? Or are you okay as simply using it as an assistant tool?
Yeah.
So
I think
I'm not
Tommy
like,
says it perfectly in chat. I'm sorry to
that's okay.
interrupt. I just think it goes with what you're saying. That's how it's working in MRI. We have software where AI has halved our scan times. Halved our scan times, where it used to take 60 minutes. Now it takes 20 to 30. We're still doing the same scans. I think that's awesome. And
And
so far, no layoffs. Yeah.
I would also hope that there's still human eyes on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, in the case of the MRI, for example, yes, the AI is scanning it, but I would also hope like a human double checks it. And that's still a lot less time than it would have originally taken.
Yeah.
But I would hope that it's not like just fully trusting. So same thing with the development process. You have this AI tool to help speed it up, but then you also have a human that's like in charge of making sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So maybe it kind of negates the potential layoffs or things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
The reality is these companies are going to keep trying to use AI, and they already are using AI. It's just we have to be vocal about how comfortable we are with certain things with which they're using it.
Yeah.
And my line in the sand is
100%.
generative.
Yeah. And I honestly, I think that's perfectly said. That's my same thought here too. I appreciate how they're saying it. Do I trust them? No. But also, do I want literally selfish consumer? Do I want intergalactic as soon as possible? Yes.
Yes, but she
And if
doesn't
this
have
is-
hair.
What's that?
Yeah, she doesn't have
She
it.
still got pores on her face. They need AI in there. If this makes the development faster, easier for the artists to work, the only thing that we need is regulation in the space to make sure it's done effectively and minimizing any impact it may have on the artist. So that's where I kind of stand on it.
Which
yeah.
I'm all on board for. Again,
Yeah.
but like I don't trust the people who are saying these words at all.
No. Neither, nor should you. I don't believe them. No.
Or the shareholders who only care about money, and then they're like, "Oh, you're already
Exactly.
using these AI tools. Why don't we use AI tool to replace this person or this thing?" Or
why do you need someone to check it? It's done. Like it's just whatever. Ship it out.
That's why I think they used the AI for that Punisher special on Disney Plus. Yikes! All right. That said, I'll take this last one.
Okay.
Let's talk about Bungie revenue
you got all
for
the numbers.
I know. Here we go. Here we
the
go.
dyslexic person's reading the numbers. That's a
Let's
mistake.
go.
Guys, I got this. What's that number? No, this comes from Sophie McVoy over at GameIndustry.biz. Revenue for Sony's games and network services segment retained a flat for the year, supported by the 13.9% increase of network services to $4.8 billion. Monthly active users increase in the fourth quarter to 125 million active PlayStation players. Non-first party software sales have increased up to 303.3 million from last year. First party games also rose to 28.9 million to 32.1 million, but they told me Ghost of Yote was a flop. Total software sales reached, I don't know why I had to breathe that heavily. I'm so sorry. 16.8 billion, with digital software and add-ons have increased to 5.5% to 15.3 billion. Pretty much, man, they're making a whole lot of money, more than they ever have. That said, operating income at a record high, driven by higher sales and favorable foreign exchange rates, despite the impairment loss from Bungie. Sony has previously reported a $204.2 million impairment charge after Destiny 2's underperformance in quarter two, and now recorded a $555 million impairment in quarter four. Jesus. Bungie's extraction shooter Marathon launched during the fourth quarter, with Sony noting that player reception is strong and engagement metrics as retention also remains at a high level. Going forward, we aim to improve performance of the game by working to retain highly engaged core users through the introduction of additional content, further improvements in the gameplay experience, and expansion of user base, it said. Okay. Guys, I'm scared. What's going to happen to Marathon? Is this it? Is this the end? Kyle Stevenson, I go over to you. We know this was a mistake. We know this wasn't a smart idea, but do you see Bungie having a runway, or do you see them headed to a shed?
Oh boy. Next week, Bungie's gonna change their name to Old Yeller. I don't know. That popped in my head when you said shed.
Yep, that's what I was going for.
I feel so bad for Bungie, because I don't think it's looking too hot, and I'm afraid that the pressure will be on them to go straight to Destiny 3, or like push that out faster, or because like I don't know what the other solution is. A new IP? I don't think so. I think Sony would want something that people are going to recognize and want to play a new installment from, and that is Destiny. So I think that is probably where Sony's telling them to put all their energy in, and I would not be shocked if, say, by October, we get that dreaded, hey, Marathon is not going to be updated anymore, and sorry, but everything will be free kind of situation, and see you later.
Like, are they going to tell Bungie to look at the pretty flowers, or are we going to get a Destiny 3? Or are we sticking with Marathon? They're going to do something crazy with it. What do you think?
Again, it's impossible to know. I feel like Bungie has the long-standing name, which could help them to maybe try to keep them afloat in Sony's eyes for a little bit longer. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it's, okay, we'll give you a little bit more time to get people on board with Marathon, or if it's, we're not going to shutter you, but also you're going to do Destiny. Like, that's the project you're doing. So I don't necessarily think like they're going to be at risk for closing or being an old Yellard, but I do think that the leash gets tightened a bit, and they are probably told more specifically what they have to do, and it's probably going to be a little scary over there for a little while.
Man. We have a comment from John Wiseman who says something along the lines of like, hey man, maybe they sell off and they let Bungie do their own thing and let them be independent. That's not going to happen. Bungie was on the ropes way before PlayStation signed them, and they're now in a worse position than they were. I feel bad for the Bungie employees because, man, did Pete Parsons, the CEO of that company, do tremendous harm to that game, man.
Maybe they will Bungie though, and you fall down, but then you boing back up.
Well,
they just need something to boing them back up.
See, I missed this daily optimism from somebody in my weekly life the last 2 weeks.
Kyle, do you need somebody to boing you back up?
Please, someone grab me and ricochet me to the sky.
I don't think, though. I actually think this is what they've said is kind of, they're like, no, we kind of believe in this. We see that there's a great game here, and we're going to kind of follow through with it. The internet's a vile and awful place most of the time, especially now more than ever. We'll talk about it with Mixtape later. But they're looking at the numbers here going, no, there's something here. Genuinely, people that play it, myself included, platinumed it, by the way, love it. So there's something here. And when it comes to new modes and whatever they can do, I'm not saying this game's going to light the world on fire, but I would say this thing could have something like the finals where, hey, man, it retains a good 20 to 40,000 people, and that's great. And that's already amazing, but that's great. It does its own thing, and it gives Bungie time to make Destiny 3. I think, they've been experimenting with a lot of modes in Marathon thus far. One of them being a free kit mode, which is essentially you start off with a little bit more gear and everybody's at an even playing field. That's been one of the most popular modes that they've implemented thus far. I could definitely see them bringing that into the forefront of like, hey, we could put a BR mode in here. We can make a arena mode in here. We can do we could throw ideas and see what sticks here. So I don't think there's a lot of runway. I do think they see something like Rainbow Six Siege, which was also DOA at launch, and have this resurgence. It's not impossible for a game to come back. I just saw one where it was Monster Hunter. The latest Monster Hunter Wilds is at its highest peak since launch. It's at 180,000 people are playing it currently. So it's not DOA. I just think it needs more time in the oven. Kyle Stevenson, you have your hand raised? What's up, bud?
Yes, you are correct that it's not DOA and has time, but tell that to the shareholders and higher people in PlayStation who are so eager to pull the switch and pull the plug.
And I'm saying, and they're
that's
the ones
not just
saying
PlayStation either. There's
Right.
Think of, what was it, High Guard? There's other games that are already kind of like stopping. What was that other?
It's just
The Last
for me,
Flag, I think, was
Right.
one. Though we're not doing any new updates, and it just came out, so like it's wild.
I think because again, I don't know what the metric for success is. I get it. Bungie's big, and we think it should be at 1 million or so. Because I see people in the chats like under 10K or whatever. I don't know what the metric is for success. I don't know if those 10,000, all those 10,000 people are paying for every skin that comes in every week, right? So for me, there is a way for this game to come back, but there is this rooting for it to fail for a multitude of reasons, from a multitude of justifiable and unjustifiable reasons, right? And I think the biggest hurdle that Marathon has is its existence just makes people upset. And it is just already it's failed, it's done, it's Concord 2. And it's like, oh no, actually the numbers say otherwise. The numbers say that there is some type of hope, right? So I would just say, let's give it a few more months and we'll see where we are, right? We'll see. The season 2's patch notes look really, really good. They've already listened to a lot of core complaints to the fans that they had. So like, I think season 2 might bring some people back. I would just say, wait, give it time. I think the one benefit though that Rainbow Six Siege had that this game doesn't is the fact that nobody was rooting for it to fail. People are actively making content for it every day, saying how much this game is a wash, how much this game's dead. And so much of the gaming discourse is now just rooting for something to fail to get the drama out of it. And I think that's the biggest problem that this game has currently, because you're also seeing it in Arc Raiders. Like Arc Raiders, I saw one comment. Arc Raiders now is like at around like, I don't know. I think the one article I saw was like 30 to 60, depending on, right? And they're like, it's dropped off nearly 3/4 of its audience. And one comment's like, should I play it now that the game's dead? Brother in Christ, 30,000 people, like people I don't think understand what the metric of, again, that is less than 1% of all games on Steam. You know what I mean? It's doing great. That's the thing that I can't stand is like, do we think Halo 2 like had as many people as Counter-Strike has currently at its peak when there was less competition? Absolutely fucking not. So like, to me, I just think the if it could somehow get over people rooting for it to fail, I think we could get there. But I just think there's blood in the water, man. I think gamers are truly miserable folk.
Well, and even
not this community, we're wonderful. Other communities.
And I'm calling up John's comment here. Season 2, no new map. It seems pretty dry. They got one map. It might, but that's not great.
Yeah.
Again, that seems really negative to me though, and really harsh because it's the first season. They don't already need a map. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't play these kinds of games.
Right.
Do you typically get a new map every season, or is it like every couple of seasons? Because season 2, a brand new map seems kind of fast as somebody who doesn't play those games.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like if they're focusing on listening to player feedback and implementing all of that, that might be priority number 1 before they try to introduce new content.
Yeah. So the one thing that season 2 is doing is making the maps more interactive. So like there's new like special things that happen on the map or things that used to be randomized and now are just going to be there, which is great. And then they're also offering night mode. So it's going to be Dire Marsh. And if you've played Dire Marsh and it gets foggy and you already can't see, what's that going to be at night? That's really fun. But I think that's the problem with these games because Arc Raiders has had 2 maps right now, and their player count isn't again what it used to be still. It's just to me, it's like it's about the core audience, man. You could have 20 to 40,000 people playing your game, Helldivers 2 right now. You're gonna be okay. It's not just about concurrent player scores. This is why, like, to me, again, Paul Tassi has ruined internet discourse about this because dude, the guys made 5 marathons dead posts in 2 days, like or articles. It's like, brother, we get it. It's not Destiny, but like, it. The audience is just never going to be happy for whatever you do. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I would agree though with John that saying like, yeah, new map I think is needed for it. But I would also say that for like Arc Raiders, right? And there's already a new map. So people just again play it constantly and then get burnt out by it by their own fault and then blame the developers as why the content's so dry. It's like, well, because you played it.
I
So
think
like
that's
I
a
played
big
three. I'm sorry, just to get
No,
this
you're
point out of the way. I put 350 hours into Arc Raiders. It's not my fault there's no more new content. I really enjoyed that game. I put 350. Like, we got to emphasize how much time we've put in these games.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's the root of the issue is these type of games people play it so hardcore that they burn themselves out on it and then they move on to the next one and are bummed that things aren't coming out faster. And that's more of a gamer problem than a dev game problem.
It's also, I'm not trying to say that Marathon's infallible. It's the greatest game I've ever played, whatever. I'm not. It has problems. And I totally understand. Like, me and my boss was actually talking about it. He's like, I just don't like the art style. Totally great. I'm not saying that this thing's going to be the second coming or it's going to be the next biggest thing. It's obviously not. I just don't want to see Bungie go under because they mean a lot to me. This is my BioWare moment, Okay, gang. Just a quick one before we get into some Capcom good news. Game PlayStation Plus extra games catalog for May. Star Wars Outlaws headlining it. Red Dead Redemption 2. Bramble, the Mountain King. Ermagerd the Thermaturge. Flintlock. That was the Thermaturge. But come on, say it in that voice now. You can't not say it. Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn. Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templar Reforge, and Inotria, the last song, Standard Edition.
Oh, hey.
Kyle, are you in the credits on that?
Yes, I am. I believe I am in the credits of that game.
Yes. Oh, yes. And of course, PlayStation Plus Premium members get to drink sand and play Time Crisis for PS5 and PS4.
Why'd you say drink sand?
Yeah, because that's all we get. You pay the most, you just get to stream some games and play one extra PlayStation Plus game.
In my head, I was like, what does Time Crisis have to do with sand and
I was thinking like Hourglass. Like,
yeah.
I was thinking we're in the desert. But all right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Kyle Stevenson, let's read this next piece of news right here.
Andy Robinson over at VGC writes, Capcom just sold more games than in any year in its history. Resident Evil Requiem helped Capcom sell more games than in any other 12-month period in its history, the company announced in its latest financial results. For the business year ending March 31st, the Japanese publisher achieved its 9th consecutive year of record profits and the highest consolidated sales and operating profit in its history. In total, Capcom sold 59.07 million games during the business year, up from 51.87 million in the year prior. This figure was driven overwhelmingly by sales of Resident Evil games. Notably, RE Requiem, released in February, sold nearly 7 million units by the end of March. Capcom said 83.7% of its game sales came from older catalog titles, while a huge 93% of the games it sold were digital download versions. Boo, that's me, not Andy Robinson. Boo, digital versions. Looking forward, the company said it anticipates net sales of 210,000 million yen, an operating profit of 83,000 million yen, which would result in 10 consecutive years of record high profit for the company. For the business year ending March 2027, Capcom expects to increase its number of games sold by a further 10% to 65 million, it said. its next business year will include sales of Pragmata, which sold 2 million copies in its opening weeks, and the upcoming Onimusha Way of the Sword. Mega Man Dual Override is due to release sometime in 2027. And then Stealth over on Twitter gave Capcom software sales update. So RE Requiem is at 6.91 million. Resident Evil 4, 13.6 million. I'll just give the lifetime sales.
Yeah.
RE Village, 14.93 million. Resident Evil 3, 13.36 million. Resident Evil 2, 18.3 million. Devil May Cry 5, 12.9 million. RE7, 17.4 million. Street Fighter 6, 6.7 million. RE6, 16.8 million. RE5, 19.01 million. Monster Hunter Rise, 8.6 million. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, 11.3 million. And Monster Hunter Wilds, 11.4 million.
It's just nice to see Capcom do good and Resident Evil to continue to crush it, right?
Yeah. Again,
I
want to celebrate games and people doing good things out there, and RE Requiem is pretty damn good.
Yeah, because we're normal and we don't hope for people's failure.
Absolutely.
Even if a game isn't for us.
Yeah.
No. Grace shouldn't be a strong female. She needs saving. It's so woke that there's a kid in it. I hate that.
To be fair, if I saw Leon, I would probably pretend I needed saving. So
I mean, same. Come on.
Oh, Leon. Oh no! I hurt my ankle. Carry me, Leon.
I will. It's the day's over, so it doesn't. It's fine if I say this. I got a PR email from somebody who's like, "Hey, celebrate Mother's Day by picking up a game for your mom," and it was like Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It was a match 3 game, and then it was Resident Evil Requiem. I was like, how does RE Requiem?
Oh.
What does it have to do with mothers?
It knows its audience.
Yeah. No, it knows.
The way it framed it was Grace and the little girl.
Oh.
Not Leon.
No,
I was like, okay, that's the wrong
Leon.
thing. Yeah, that's the wrong thing.
I asked Amy, who's not a gamer, who she best friend, by the way. She I tell her about my crush on Ada Wong, and she thinks I'm weird. I'm like, it's Ada Wong. What are you, stupid? She doesn't understand the appeal of Leon. Yeah, I know. You know what my reply was to her was? Gay. Anyway, like, are you kidding me? Me?
So I recently
Whoa, what is this reveal?
I have somebody for her to check out in a different video game that I know would be right up her alley.
Okay.
We're not gonna go there right now.
Remind
me after.
Also, can I just say, there's a lot of compliments. Suddy writes in the chat, can I say, Joe's looking fit. You guys, listen. You guys are giving me a whole bunch of compliments. Thank you. You know what? So much compliments. I'm going to text my crush. Kyle, check your phone.
Can I? Okay, that's making about me, but can I make it about me?
Oh, you actually did text me something. Wiki face and kissy emoji is what he sent me.
So I haven't lost weight, but I posted a picture on Instagram, and apparently the angle made it look like I lose weight. I've actually, in fact, gained weight, so whatever, doesn't matter. But there's some yucky Reddit threads out there that unfortunately my face gets published on regularly, and we keep our pulse, our pulse on the tab, our tab on the
finger
pulse.
On the pulse.
Yep, that's it. We keep our finger on the pulse just to make sure there isn't anything too yucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, Dan told me the other day that the picture that it apparently looked like I lost a little bit of weight got posted there, and people are like, "Oh, it looks like she's losing some weight." And every comment was basically like, "I like her thick. I don't want her to lose weight." So it's like, but also, okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. It's like, but thanks.
Oh, that's the most confusing feeling of thank you.
Thanks, I think. I feel a little bit icky, but also it does make me feel a bit better about the fact that I've gained weight. So thank you.
All right, here's a quick one. Wario64 writes, next Stellar Blade and Project Spirits details will be revealed in 2026. Next Stellar Blade and Unbound titles will be published by Shift Up. Shift Up saying, hey, we're going to, hinting at they're going to put the game on more platforms, so we can assume maybe Xbox and probably Switch too. And they want this to reach mass audience, which is awesome. And it kind of goes to what like PlayStation was saying. We want to help grow the industry by, propping up, studios like Shift Up. So pretty cool. My only question to you guys is, what's the controversy for Cell of Blade 2? What is it, a ladder this time still, or is it a swing perhaps that will catch the ire of many a fan?
No, the only thing that caught the ire last time was the fact that her nipples weren't actually out anymore.
Fair enough.
They added a tiny little piece of lace, and you would have thought that she was joining a convent.
That's true.
They're going to be upset there's no fire poles to go up and down in this one. They're like, you know what? Ladders are gone. We're going full stripper poles in Stellar Blade 2.
Yeah.
Kyle Stevenson, how about the next story on the
Stellar
list
Blade
here?
2, but this time it's all dudes.
Stellar
and the Stellar Blade. No.
Sorry,
Aren't you guys glad I'm back?
I am so happy.
Hi,
Liam
Joe's
Croft.
boss.
At Liam, not at Liam Croft. Well, yeah, at Liam Croft. Over Push Square, Liam writes, as Xbox reevaluates exclusives, its Hellblade 2 PS5 port is considered a success. Microsoft has confirmed that it's going to have another think about its stance on first-party Xbox games being ported to other platforms, as new lead Asha Sharma leads or looks to improve the Xbox brand. However, for those titles it's already put on PS5, they're often considered a success. The latest one is Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which was ported to PS5 in an enhanced edition last year. Ninja Theory has reported in its latest financial statements, first link dated May 10th, a profit of 5 million euros, or is that euros or pounds? I always forget.
Euros.
5 million euros, and the quote-unquote successful release of Hellblade 2 on PlayStation 5. It's now turning its attention to future project work, meaning more Ninja Theory games are on the way. Hard sales numbers weren't shared, however. Much of the talk surrounding the success of Microsoft has experienced porting its first-party projects to PS5 has focused on Forza Horizon 5, as the PlayStation version added more than 5 million purchases to its sales total. It also got Forza Horizon 6 coming to PS5, though the port isn't arriving day and date, with the Xbox Series X and S and PC versions this month. It's due out for PS5 later in 2026.
Oh man, I'm super hyped for Forza. I'm super hyped. I cannot wait. I hope that's like an August reveal. Like I'm pretty excited about this. Hey, Light, what are you thinking on the success of Hellblade 2? Is it good to see you? You love to see it, hate to see it?
Yeah. I liked Hellblade. I think they're like, it's not necessarily like the combat is, the most amazing thing, but I think they are a work of art and that everybody should play them because of that. And I view them very favorably, especially the last one with some of the choreography of the fights and the scenes and stuff. And they're short, but they are short because every second is intentional.
Yeah. And
I love it. So I'm glad that it's successful.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that they say, hey, it's a success. There's no like bad news around the corner for them. Cause I got a little nervous because they didn't say anything for the longest time. So it's like, okay, did it do good or is it struggling? And what happens? Because I mean, the next story we're going to talk about has me nervous.
Well, I hope we hear something soon about South of Midnight doing well on PlayStation. Because like that game is awesome. So I'm all for these games getting second life on other platforms.
100%. And again, it makes her decision, whatever it comes down to, incredibly difficult. But I do think it's going to be more of a, hey, these are timed exclusives, because it doesn't seem like it's hurting them, right? Mm-hmm. If these games are being considered a success, whether some of it could be a mixed bag like your Starfield, or it could be a rousing success like Forza. Yeah, I think it's easier to say rip the Band-Aid off than not. But
since I missed last week,
what's
the new bit of Xbox news that we're gonna get soon? Is it a new color variant of the A button? Is it a new grip on the triggers? Because last week the new startup sound or intro? I was like, oh my god, guys.
Well, they got new badges. They're pretty excited about their flair.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm still saying they need to bring back, when you get achievements, you unlock things for your avatar.
I love that.
You need to bring those back.
PlayStation, let's
that
do it. Bring back PlayStation Home. I wanna actually show things off.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but on Xbox, I had my Dovahkiin helmet.
Oh, yes, let's go.
PlayStation Home was like a little avatar world that you would live in, and you can go visit other
cute.
people's like PlayStation homes.
Oh, cute.
I turned it on once.
Yeah.
You know what? This is enough. It's like the metaverse way before the metaverse.
Yes.
And, it was all right. That said, Kyle Stevens said, let's talk about a game that I'm now afraid for.
Oh, stop it. Chris Scullion over at VGC writes, Saros had a lukewarm start with 300,000 sold in 2 weeks. Analytics firm estimates. Jesus Christ, Kyle. Norwegian firm Alinea Analytics estimates that in the 2 weeks since its release, Saros has passed 300,000 copies sold and earned more than $22 million in revenue for Sony. The company suggests that, given that the game's reported development budget was around $76 million, it may struggle to break even as a result. According to the firm, however, the game's data doesn't point to an entirely negative situation. Of the players who have bought the game, 40% have played it for more than 15 hours, and 30% have played for more than 20 hours. Quote, that is pretty impressive engagement for a roguelike of this difficulty profile, only 2 weeks into release. Alinea's head of market analysis, Reese Elliott, stated, adding that Housemarque's decision to make the game more accessible than Returnal has led to more than 20% of players completing the game so far, based on trophy data, double what Return had at this point. Quote, this is the silver lining in the data, Elliott suggested. Saros obviously isn't pulling in casual PlayStation owners at the scale Sony and Housemarque might have hoped, but the audience that did show up, is playing the hell out of it. Quote, that's the audience that recommends games to friends, drives organic word of mouth, and converts at higher rates when the game eventually goes on sale or hits PlayStation Plus. Alinea's data suggests that Saros is selling a little slower than Returnal did in the same period, despite the PS5 user base now being around 93 million versus 8 million. Quote, on first look, that seems rough, Elliott said, but there's a bit more to it. When Returnal hit in April 2021, less than 5 months after the PS5 launch, those early PS5 adopters, the ones who inherently buy a lot of new games at full price, were dying for something to play. Returnal was the first big first-party PlayStation release since launch, and it made amazing use of the unique DualSense haptics and spatial audio. Many core PS5 players flocked to it almost by default. It's a different story for Saros. It's launched not too long after Crimson Desert, Resident Evil Requiem, Hades 2 on PS5, Pragmata, and a whole bunch of rad 2026 games. This is a more niche PlayStation Studios game. It was never going to do numbers like God of War or Ghosts of Yotei, end quote.
Can I bring up the internet hate again, though?
Sure.
Because I think the other thing I saw with this game in particular was you have an Indian main character. Correct? Wait, Rahul's Indian, correct?
Yep. Correct.
Okay. An Indian main character. And I don't want to say story beats because spoilers, like I haven't played it, but I was spoiled for the story because of social media.
Fun fact, those spoilers are lies. They're not real
all of them
spoilers. A good portion.
Okay. Well, based off of the lies that were being spread around social media with the story, there are some hot button topics in there. So the internet hate just, again, jumped on it. People who hadn't played it, who were maybe didn't want to jump on it right away because they had different games to play or whatever the case may be, are now feeding into that internet hatred and are now not going to buy it because instead of trying it for themselves, they're listening to a grifter on the internet who says X, Y, and Z things about the game. And they pull the DEI woke whatever cards they want to pull, and that hurt. I think I can see that would potentially hurt the game as well because it already wasn't going to sell like hotcakes because it isn't like a God of War or a Last of Us or something like that. And now you're with the internet being the way the internet is now, it's like almost festering a little bit in there with that vicious, nasty cycle.
Yeah. I know, Kyle. What do you think? Do you think racist, bigoted losers ruined it? Or do you think that maybe this game's too hard? Maybe this is a reaction to Returnal, new IP. It isn't also the biggest budget game. Ooh, yeah.
I think it's a little bit of all of those. Obviously, you have the people who should not have a platform saying the most awful shit about games just because they're awful human beings. But I think a lot of it has to do with those that are in the PlayStation ecosystem, and I've heard so much of how Returnal is a very hard video game.
Yeah.
And the sequel Saros is pretty much Returnal, with a different skin on it. It's much easier with everything that you can do in it, but I think that kind of like puts some people off. I do really like what Elliot put in there of Returnal hit. We were jonesing for a new game to play on PlayStation 5 from launch. So like, of course, more people are going to flock to that because it's a brand new shiny. Housemarque was bought by PlayStation. It's their first big budget thing.
Well, but not at this point. It took a few months afterwards.
It was PlayStation Studios on it, was it not?
It was PlayStation Studios, but
not official.
Months afterwards, okay. I think like 2 months afterwards.
Sure. But either way, it got the first party support right off the bat, so people wanted to check it out. So I think it's more of that, and I don't want to keep harping on it, but like, money is tight, y'all. It's crazy out there. So it just comes during a time where there are so many other games out there. So if you're on the fence for a genre that you don't typically play, or it's not a first person shooter or an action game with a sword and it's more third person and somewhat kind of old school in the way it is with the bullet nature of the combat, I just think it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. People should try it because it's generally fantastic, but I'm not worried at all about Housemarque or this isn't a Bungie situation. This isn't like I think they'll be fine. I think once it lowers in price, probably more people will pick it up.
Yeah, I think John Scott, who writes in, says, I think the full 70 range didn't help it. It would have been better at 40 and 50. I think honestly, if it was like 60, 50, I think this game would have done a lot better at launch, because one of the things that I hear from just, anecdotal as it is, but like in my inner friend circles is like one of my buddies who was turned off by Returnal's difficulty. He's like, I'll try it out later down the line when it drops down to 40 or 50 bucks. And so I think that's a lot of the sentiments, like money's tight. And I think Saros, games like Pragmata, games like even Marathon, Arc Raiders, we have to explore that scale, right? Like just because you slap PlayStation on it doesn't mean it needs to be, $70, right? You can make something that is high quality and sell it for 40 or 50, right? Like the God of War game, the 2D remake, I think it was like 30 and then 40 for the deluxe. It's like, really? That game? Okay. Silksong exists, and it's way better for a much less. So like, I think I think even the type of game, when you look at it, and we don't necessarily know how much the game costs to make. It's anywhere between 60 to 70. And that's without before the tax write-offs and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm nervous for sure, because PlayStation is thinking quarter by quarter, it seems. But you're right, Kyle. If Bungie has gotten this long of a leash, as long as I feel as though Housemarque is strict with their deadlines, which, I mean, look at Saros was a really quick turnover. Like, Returnal got a lot of bonus DLC after the fact, right? So, and then we see Saros, 4 or 5 years afterwards. That's a pretty quick return. And you're having your most engaged, most hardcore fans play it. I do think there is an importance of, this game is here for the hardcore fans of the audience to add an additional value to the brand itself. It may not bring people in, but it's kind of like, the Double Fines of PlayStation. It's like, it's not bringing people in, but it sure as hell is engaging our most active user base. And I hope that's what PlayStation sees, because that is actually super impressive for a roguelite, it having that type of completion score and at that that number of you know how much it costs. Like, yeah, I think we're okay.
Yep.
But this is also PlayStation's failing of where was the marketing for this game? It can't just be off of the lamestream media, the paid for, you know, bought off game journalists. Where is the big marketing
That you're
push
saying
for it?
sarcastically. Let's be clear.
I'm saying sarcastically. Join the fight, brothers. Because yeah, I think.
Also,
I
to
think,
Nisa in chat, Returnal was 70 at launch as well.
yes, yeah. Returnal was 70, which did not help that game either. But again, less than a year of it being out, it's a PlayStation 5 game. It's supposed to be that premium. I get it, but I think in the times that we are right now, when you even see Pragmata do really well, it did not come out at $70. It came out at $60. You know, you're even seeing Nintendo going, hey, please buy our games digitally. The cartridges were a mistake. They're too expensive. Here's $10 off. I think PlayStation's got to shrug off the pretentiousness that is we are PlayStation, and go, hey, we would like to make money and support these developers more. And I think maybe listen to them when they go, don't get us wrong. We love this game, but 70 is going to hurt it. I think they got to listen to those bean counters more.
I mean, I don't know. Hot take. I don't know if you agree with me here. Let's just go back to $60 games. I don't know. 70's always been high to me, so it's crazy.
Yeah. Also, Alex Smith writes, just to clarify, oops, sorry. Raul is British of Indian descent. My apologies. I only make that distinction because he's a Scouser, and we stick together. Is that a football thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
You're canceled somewhere in the world for reading that out loud.
Remember, Gooners are a football team in there, in that country. So,
did you mention gooning while we were not here last week?
Cowboy Danger D writes in, Saros having a slow start should not be looked as a terrible thing. Yes, I'm sure Sony would have loved it to be further along in sales, but there are a few things to remember. A, the economy sucks. What? No, it's come on, don't be concerned about all that. B, Returnal came out at a time folks were desperate for a new PS5 game. Saros being released right after some major heavy hitters. C, it is still a very niche game. Same thing can be said about Marathon. Hopefully, Sony looks at these slow burn titles that add to their portfolio, but I guess only time will tell. I do see folks wondering about slow marketing and that $70 price point with Saros. 100%. I agree. That said, gang, that's been the news this week. Gang, do we want to, because we forgot about the greatest hits this week?
No, we didn't. We said we were going to talk about Mixtape. And
okay.
Yeah.
So instead of that, let's get right into what you've been playing. Let's get right into the Mixtape Discourse.
Joe, real quick.
Yes, Kyle.
Before we get to Mixtape, just because it fits, because we just talked about Saros, and I wasn't here last week.
Please.
I am at the final boss in Saros myself.
Oh, yeah. What you been playing?
Saros is like I said just before, it's really, really, really good. As a Returnal stan, it was my game of the year of 2021, our game of the year here at Trophy Room. It builds upon that in every way. It does make it easier with the modifiers, and there's even a setting if you want to turn on to make it even more accessible and easier that you can totally do that. Gunplay feels fantastic. I have my favorites already, of course, until I unlocked the Chakram. I love the Chakram.
Oh,
Chakram's
really?
cool.
I think that gun sucks.
Oh, you're so wrong.
I love the repeater crossbow.
Oh, yeah, that's real good too. But the Chakram literally sends out flying discs that you can hold down L2 and just have it rev inside the enemy to just do damage as you're dashing around. It's really, really great. I think Rahul's performance has increasingly gotten better and better as the game has gone on. I think the supporting cast is incredible. I do think I prefer Returnal's story more than Saros's, where I currently am at the moment. But it's really, really good. And there's one trophy that is the bane of my existence right now because I'm 7 away. I'm trying to. I need to figure out how to get the environmental kill trophy. And I'm struggling.
I know how to get it.
Struggling. Well, please tell me when you can. So yeah, Saros, very, very good. But totally okay if you want to wait for a sale to pick it up, because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but definitely should check it out. DualSense features are incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, it is so good. I mean, coming off of Saros as my 90th trophy acquired, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I'm at 91. I love it. It's so good. And then I played Mixtape. So let's get right into Mixtape and the discourse around it. Hi, gang. Let's talk about the industry plant. Let's talk about the controversy first, and then we'll talk about the game second. Right? Like, have you seen, or actually, because you've been so busy, right, traveling the world and such.
The country.
It's the world to me, damn it.
Yeah, Joe doesn't know more past the borders of the good old
there's only
USA.
one continent, and that's the good old US of A. Everything else, who needs
Can
them?
I tell a funny story about one of my nieces?
Please.
She earnestly asked me on my birthday on Monday, how many Americas are there? Like continents? I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. Please, why don't you tell me how many there are? And she goes, well, there's North, there's West, there's East, there's South. I think there's a Northeast. I'm like, oh my God, Sky.
Hey, she knows
doing?
cardinal directions.
She
That's
does know
better
cardinal
than
directions.
some of my ninth graders.
That's true. But then I go, okay, how many countries are in North America? And she goes, oh, it's just us. It's just America.
That's right. God bless.
I was like, oh God. Okay. We need to have a sit down. We need to chat.
Let's unfold the map.
let's talk about it a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
So that said, the next generation screwed. Like, I want you to guess, what's the controversy around Mixtape? Like, what do you think has sparked the disdain for it?
There's probably some gay kids in it. I saw people complaining that it was too short to justify the price. I saw people saying that it was a movie, not a game. Saw people doing the walking simulator thing. I didn't see anybody complaining about there being someone who's gay in there, but I'm gonna assume there's somebody who's gay in there because it's a coming of age story, and I feel like that's very topical.
Yep.
So if there is, probably something about that. Yeah, those will be my 4 probably key points.
What if I said the biggest problem with Mixtape is that IGN rated it a 10 out of 10?
Oh, yeah, I did see people complain about that.
Yeah, and they're like, well, how can this game be perfect? Because the game plays itself at certain points. There are no fail states. That's a lie. And it's an interactive movie. It's not a game. And so that's and the kissing scene, that's unnecessary and uncalled for.
To be fair, out of context, saw the kissing scene while scrolling through Twitter, and I did throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Oh yeah,
well, that's not how you do it.
Well, it seems like it fits for a teenager coming of age story because
I don't know.
Lord, is that accurate?
I don't know. Yeah. As someone who doesn't like spit, I got a phobia of it. I don't like it. That was a pretty that tested, because there's a trophy where you have to do that for a minute straight, and that tested me.
A minute? I think it's only 30 seconds.
No, it's 60 seconds.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep. Yes, I did it way over time. Yeah, Kyle, I don't know, man. Do you want to get into the discourse itself, or
I would love to just address the people who like to say that it's kind of like an on rails thing, interactive. There's not much gameplay to it, and how dare it get a 10 out of 10. Yeah. One of my favorite games of all time, a game that has solidified why I play games and the narrative that I want from games, is Telltale's Walking Dead. Yeah. What kind of gameplay is in there outside of making choices with a button.
And occasionally a QTE.
Absolutely. This doesn't have QTEs, but fully mini game style gameplay stuff, so it's already a step ahead of the Telltale games that I enjoy. I will say that this genre and type of game is not for everybody. Okay, there's plenty of gamers out there that just want to go shooty bang bang and action and swing swords, and they don't really a coming of age tale is not their cup of tea, and something that they don't want, which is totally fine. People play games in different genres, and that's fine. But to just rag on this game because it's a quote unquote interactive movie and not take it at face value of how gamified it is and how seamless it is crazy to me. Like we'll get into our experiences when we talk about the game itself. I don't personally think it's a 10 out of 10. But I think I had an amazing time with it, and while I don't see myself in many of those these high schoolers that are in the game, I am nostalgic for the time. It makes me think of my friend group from high school, and that's like what I want from this, is like remind me of my own life and let me think back and think of what is like on my CD, on my mixtape from high school before going to college. Yeah. There's a scene, and Joe, feel free to cut me off before I get going, please. But like there's a scene towards the end where I distinctly remember saying goodbye to my friends in my front yard before I went to college. And like the way that scene played out in the game paralleled almost exactly to what mine was. And like that destroyed me. And like and not everyone is going to see themselves in these characters, and that's fine, but it's to just like basically like trash a game because it's not your game type of game is silly to me.
Yeah.
Like I love video games because you can have this right up next to a Saros weeks apart.
Yeah.
Like the variety in video games is crazy good and crazy cool and so expansive. So like that's why when I said like I don't care how long the next PlayStation first party studio takes or whatever, because there's so many good experiences in between week after week. I have 9 or 10 tabs up for when we get to next week's releases of more games coming out. So like I really wish people to kind of broaden their gaming thing and not listen to the discourse online and just check it out for themselves. And after that, if it's not your thing, totally. But to just like read something and be like, okay, I'm gonna run with that and regurgitate it out is crazy.
Right. What happened to I don't like it, so I'm just gonna move on? The thing that upsets me is that it seems like there's 3 different fucking people, right? It's the people that are just fucking stupid, where they're like, it's just an interactive movie. You just fucking describe what a video game is, man. Like, it's an interactive piece of media. That's a video game. Oh, not that definition. It's like, no. Stop listening to Asmongold, who doesn't bathe, and maybe think for yourself. And this game plays itself. It's like, dude, welcome to AAA games. Do you think AAA games are hard anymore? I'm sorry. We're back at the yellow paint thing that like guides you through the game. Motherfucker, you would be lost without it. Okay? We're constantly guided through.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick from Reese because Reese
please
nailed it. I never grew up in ancient Egypt, but yet I could somehow relate to the story in AC Origins. It's weird how empathy can make you enjoy life more.
Right. And it's like it's like the death of media literacy. So you have these group of stupid people, and then you have these people that see the engagement, right? Mm-hmm. And so really the death of the mixtape discourse is literally just, hey, Elon Musk monetized engagement, which led to engagement bait, which led to hate bait to make you click on a thing so Grumps could get $5 to pay his alimony. That's literally it, right? And so you have these people like, IGN's irrelevant until they drop a review you disagree with, mm-hmm. and then thousands flock to it. So apparently they still have pull, right? For the folks that are so eager to go, they sent thousands of press kits. It's like, this is what happens when this is what happens to the death of institutions. People just believe their gut and conspiracy theories, right? To the point where nothing is real unless nothing is real other than their worldview. And it's just boggles my mind. And then you have the people that are willfully ignorant that'll call IGN out, right? But meanwhile, nobody questions their gameplay. You got Smash JT who thinks this SMG is a sniper rifle. You got Vanna Dark out there playing a first-person shooter like it's a fucking, walking picture game. Like she's playing it at 10 FPS. Like her gameplay's so fucking terrible, it makes me want to be a misogynist. It's that terrible. Because it's like, yeah, maybe women don't play games. That's literally what I'm like, you know what? Maybe they are fake gamers. That's how bad her gameplay is. But these are the people we're going to trust over actual, the buddies that I know that actually review games, actually give a thought. And even when I disagree with them, I just go, okay, that's your opinion, man. And I have mine. We don't have to get buttered over it. We can argue if it's a good review, not the score. Who gives a shit? I don't care.
How many times have we been on this show and talked about like one of PlayStation's biggest games ever, and one of my personal favorites, Last of Us Part 2, where Joe, you have issues with some of that game.
100%.
I do not. I think it's great from start to finish. No notes. There's probably a couple notes, but it's that's okay. And yeah. The fact that we expect everyone to all think the same thing is wild to me.
Well,
it's wild. It's like an opinion's not uniform. Just because someone likes a game doesn't mean you have to. Like Tommy said, listen, I bought Mixtape, wasn't a fan of it. That's awesome. Fine. That's great. Yeah. And I love how Tommy says that respectfully and isn't making it everybody else's problem who did enjoy it,
Go ahead, Light. I know you wanted to say something.
Well,
I want to cuss.
A couple of points I wanted to add. I have said on this show before, I said it on Kind of Funny before, I can appreciate that something is a good game, even if it's not a me game or something in that, because here's the thing, video games are art. It's a form of art. And just like I personally don't prefer modern art, I don't see the draw for it. I don't get it. It's not art for me. This game, Mixtape, might not be the art for you, and that's okay. But to say it's a bad game because it's not a you game, and people don't understand that. People give me flack all the time for saying that. That doesn't make any sense. That's because you're dumb. I'm sorry. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because you're stupid. I'm just going to be point blank, like harsh reality. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you just don't want to understand. Because I personally hate country music. I hate how it sounds. I have like 3 country songs that I can tolerate, and that's it. Right. I understand though that a lot of country artists are very talented vocalists, are very talented at lyricists, are very talented at playing the guitar. I don't like the sound. Does that mean country music is bad? No, it means it's not to my tastes. A game like Mixtape, I haven't played it yet. I don't really have an interest to play it yet because it doesn't look like my tastes. That does not mean it is a bad game. That does not mean that whatever XYZ genre of game that I personally don't like is a bad genre. If there's a type of story I personally don't resonate, that doesn't mean it's a bad storyline. It means it's not a me storyline. There are bad storylines, there are bad games, but just because you like something does not by itself mean it's bad. And the reality is, Jonathan brought this up before, our society, the world as a whole, we are getting more and more dumb. We are getting less intelligent. That is the reality. It is scientifically shown that this generation is less intelligent than the previous generation for the first time ever. Since, like, maybe not ever, but for a very long time. And it's alarming. And there's a quote that I might be butchering the quote, but it's something along the lines of like, everything is a conspiracy theory when you don't understand how anything works. And that is the vocal gaming minority right now. Everything is a conspiracy because they don't understand how anything works. They don't want to understand how anything works. Therefore, everything is this, they have their keywords, whatever the phrase of the week is that they're going to slap on it because they're too stupid to understand how things work. And that's the reality. And this falls into that category. Saros falls into that category. Anything that is not the one specific type of game and one specific type of storyline that they are preaching at that moment falls into that category.
Yep.
And that's the unfortunate reality. We are getting less intelligent, and they are not taking the time to try to learn.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's
listen,
why we have
got
this discourse.
G-Vest in the chat that is disagreeing with us, right? Say they aren't critics, they're talking heads. Well, okay, but who's the people on Twitter? Who are those people?
No, that's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
No, he's not saying we are talking heads.
Oh,
He's saying,
no.
I was ready to throw a punch.
The loud vocal minority are talking heads.
Yeah, no. I'll stand down. My apologies.
We appreciate that, Jeez.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I read that wrong.
Can I
3 windows up? My bad. Yeah.
Can I hop in and say one of my favorite things I saw about this mixtape discourse?
Yeah.
It wasn't about, how dare it be a 10 out of 10 because it's a walking sim.
Sure.
Somebody was like, oh man, all these characters are assholes, and that's why it's a bad game. I'm sorry. Have you not watched a movie where the characters are assholes or bad people and not enjoyed it? I can say right now, if anyone have watched this film, this motion picture, and disagree with me, that's fine. I hate Uncut Gems because that guy is an asshole, but I respect that movie and the way it's made, and I can enjoy that kind of story.
I mean, Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly. They're like some of the best stories are with flawed characters.
Yeah.
Because if it's a perfect character, that is a boring story.
Yeah. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I forgot who wrote about it, but like looking into Mixtape and it, if you're not familiar with the characters, it follows 3 teenage kids. It's their last like summer together before they all go to college, go their separate ways. And the main character, blanking on the first name, Stacy Rockford, is going to New York, and her other 2 friends are staying behind. And they're supposed to go on a road trip, but she's ditching them to go across the country, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I forgot, I really wish I remembered who wrote this, but it's very clear in the games that her 2 friends, Slater and Cassandra, clearly have more friends outside of the circle, right? Yeah. And the main character, Stacy, clearly just has those 2. And so that is why she's acting the way that she is in the game, and why she is a little bit selfish, because that is her bubble. It's not a very big bubble. And I just think, like, as you alluded to, like, and Joe and everyone else, it's like there's no reading if it's not told to you explicitly, or a sign on the screen is like, hey, this thing right here is important. It's like they can't understand any nuances in the storytelling if it's not directly told to you. And if you, I don't know, I just think maybe video games aren't for everybody. Yeah. and some people shouldn't.
I mean, shout out to Jeff Grubb, who said 100,000 bitch ass gamers who have not played something all have the same opinion about it, and then they turn around and accuse 50 reviewers of groupthink. That is so funny to me. I think that is the thing. Like, yeah, go for it.
One thing I want to bring up, because it goes to the point that I was saying. New Age had said this was after a previous comment, but I agree that there's a percentage of population who choose to be willfully ignorant no matter what. But I also think we've created a culture where if you don't know something or aren't aware, you're seen as less than. And yes, I can appreciate that. I definitely understand that. I don't think that applies here, because the people that we are talking about, the talking heads that are being very vocal about Mixtape, it's not that they are being viewed as less than because they're not smart. They're being viewed as less than because they are the willfully ignorant. They are choosing to be like, I'm not talking about society as a whole. Like, yes, there is an issue where we judge people for not knowing things, and that is a problem. But in the gaming sphere in particular, with social media, if you don't know something, you just don't tweet. There's no judgment there. You just don't you just don't type on your keyboard or on your little phone. These people are choosing to put these opinions out there that just because. And so while I totally agree with what you're saying, New Age, I don't think it applies to this context. It does apply to other contexts, but in the gaming discourse, I don't think that necessarily applies.
Yeah.
because you just don't have to say anything. You just don't tweet. But they want to tweet. They want to have these hot button engagement posts when they know nothing about the topic or have no
100%.
understanding about how things work.
They care more about the numbers than the letters that are on their posts.
100%.
And engagement. That's all they care about. I feel like they all get together and they throw a dartboard like, all right, what is the thing we're all going to get together and make a big deal
and they're
about
constantly
today?
And I know I've said this before, so I'm not going to harp on this for too long because I don't want to keep us on this for any longer than we have to be. But like they also social media, and honestly even people in our audience, and I'm not trying to be mean with this, but like anytime somebody gets a PR kit or a press pack, we are viewed as no longer trustworthy. And yes, there are bad actors in the scene who have been let's say paid off or whatever. Okay. I know we are humans, reviewers, creators, we are human. Speaking of what Kyle said, we are flawed. But people don't understand that that is how every industry has worked when it comes to promoting.
Yes.
Nowadays, content creators, influencers, reviewers, that is how companies promote their product. They're not paying for ads on TV anymore. They're not paying for radio spots. They're not paying for newspaper ads, which is when my dad owned his business. That's what he did. We are the advertisers now. Now, I understand why that gets muddied if you are also reviewing the game, because it seems like, oh, I'm giving you a product so that you review the game more favorably. Sure. I'm sure there are instances in which that happens. Okay. The people that are getting called out for that, though, are probably not the instances in which it happens. The ones who need to be called out on it, their communities are just like eating it up. Oh, you're so cool. You got to do this, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is every industry does that. It's not gaming. So if you are not going to trust your reviewer because they were invited to an event, for example, I recently went to Black Flag in San Francisco. If you're not going to trust my review on the Black Flag remake because I was invited to San Francisco, then you can't trust a movie reviewer because they were flown out to Lucasfilm Studios to watch The Mandalorian. Excuse me. You can't trust the beauty influencer who is doing her foundation because she was gifted that foundation in order to review it. You can't trust that that food reviewer because they were invited to New York City to go to Burger King to try that burger. You cannot trust any review ever if you have an issue if somebody receives a product for free. Because the reality is, if you want someone to review your product, you have to give it to them for free right now. We are fortunate enough where content creators, reviewers, we don't have to purchase our stuff, and we're not going to purchase your stuff. If you're not going to gift it, we're probably not going to review it. That's just how the industry works right now. And even look at cars. Okay, I'm not saying they're gifting cars to people. They are sometimes, but like Matthew McConaughey. When you think Lincoln, you think Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Yeah.
She's gone.
So people just don't understand how things work now, and that's fine. But learn or shut up.
Yeah. And it just to add to that, like it's not just how things work now. Press kits have been a thing for ever with video games. Forever. And Reese put that in chat too. It's like, I love people saying that Mixtape can't be indie because they had promo kits. Right. I'm sorry. I've worked on plenty of games with maybe a tenth of that budget. Yeah. And they also had promo packs, promo things that we sent out. Like it's just a thing. Not every studio can afford it because they're crazy expensive, but that doesn't make anything less indie. Right. And like press kits are a way to drive excitement. And to the thing that
pisses me off,
it's so dumb.
Is like the on one hand, people will be like, this can't be indie. How did they get their money? It's the Ellisons. And it's like, oh, Ellisons. You mean the people that bought TikTok and then claimed they're going to de-woke it? Oh, the Ellisons, the cent billionaires that bought CNN, and then Pete Hegseth, when asked a hard question, then turned to CNN saying, I can't wait till the Ellisons fix you. It's like those people, I'm actually surprised this game got made by them in the first place. It's like, and then they're like, thousands of press kits are coming out. I've seen maybe like 5 people, right? It's like, dude,
it's a cool ass press kit too. I wish I had one.
Sure.
And not for nothing. Oh, sorry, Joe, go ahead.
No, but like the thing is like, dude, we don't know the budget of this game. We don't know, what it costs to get those licenses on those songs. But then people are like, well, how'd they get the licenses? I'm like, Well, I'm gonna tell you because, and then on the other hand, it's like this isn't truly '90s because Green Day wasn't on it. It's because they couldn't afford Green Day. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest.
It's not.
I know two. No. Wait. Let me finish. I know two bands out of that whole thing. I know, or it's three: Joy Division, Smashing Pumpkins, and oh my god, I forgot the third one. That's it, man. It's like, dudes worked within their means. Like at the end of the day, it just annoys me. You guys are right. It's just like, man, it's so simple to. It takes all it takes is 5 minutes in a Google search, and these answers or these questions get answered. But people don't want the answers. People want to get angry because the state of everything is fucked. And so it's real easy to go, well, you know what? I can yell at this indie developer more than I can yell, and maybe they're going to see it more than like, why is, everything more expensive around me? People are just angry. They want to be angry, and they're infatuated with the anger and the controversy. And it sucks because if I could, let's just get right into the game itself, or else we're going to be here for another 20 plus minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I came off of Mixtape, or I got onto Mixtape as I was getting off of Saros. And I was like, okay, I'm that type of gamer where it's like, after I beat a big game, I need a small thing, or just I need to let go of gaming for like a week or two before I go into my big thing, which was going to be Resident Evil next. Right. And I was like, okay, let me see Mixtape because Kyle's been talking a lot about it. I remember you coming off of SGF after they paid you. And
no, in fact, if anyone is new here, I sat down to play that video game and the chair in the booth broke out from underneath me and I was super embarrassed. It was one of the worst moments of my life. So they did not pay me. In fact, part of my soul was forever
my
damaged.
Body that day. But like, and then I saw John's review over at Day One. I was like, oh wow, okay, John and I have similar thoughts on games. Let me give this a try. And I love this game. Like Simon Cardy on your left, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is truly one of those games where when I'm thinking about like what's a masterpiece, it's like a game that I constantly think about and I have nothing but good feelings with. Right? I have that with Bloodborne. I have that with Elden Ring. I have that with Witcher 3. I look back and go, man, wasn't that a good time? And this is coming from a person that doesn't have like the nostalgia of the 90s, right? Like I was born in the 90s, but I was like 9. You know what I mean? When Phantom Menace came out. So like for me, I don't have that growing up in the 90s, but really the 90s only suits its art direction and the vibes that it's going for. Right? The soundtrack that it's going for, the way it sets the mood. And it works so well in that aspect where for me, I relate to these teens, man. Like I remember going into a 7-Eleven, possibly stoned out of my mind, or watching one of my friends who were stoned out of their mind and make slushies and just go, oh my God, Adam is so fucking high right now. He's trying to buy weed papers. Oh my God, he actually got it. Like we think the world is so much smaller yet bigger than it actually is. And everything's bigger than it actually is. Like every bit of our dramas, every bit of our beefs that we have, even down to like, one of the things about this game that makes it so special is that like, you're right. There's not a lot of gameplay to it. There's a lot of times where the photo booth scene in particular, you just have to take one photo and you're done. But because I had such a connection with my bro Slater, I was constantly just making dumb faces with him because it reminded me when I did that with Amy when we were kids, or when I did that with Ruben. Like I remember having, okay, this is the house we can go to because the parents will allow us to be there. I remember the little like inside gossip of like, hey, I heard like Jenny fucking Goodspeed lost her virginity behind the staples, like that type of stuff. And like, it's all littered in here. Like I remember smoking my first cigarette. It's behind a CVS. Like the dumb shit that you did as a kid. That's what I relate to so much. I've never been like the person that looks back with like fondness of my childhood or with the nostalgia of like, oh man, but this game does, man. Like I remember finding our secret hideout, going to like the local like pizza shop as like something we can do when we were just as a group bored out of our minds. It's like, you want to just walk and talk shit. Like this reminded me of one of the funniest things. This goes back to your nephew's comment or your niece's comment where about the Americas. we were 15, 16. We're walking to the park, and our friend Meg is talking about how her parents got together in the 80s, or yeah, in the 80s, and how they journeyed across country and how they were almost robbed at one point. And again, the 80s. And my friend Ruben goes, whoa, 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 wait. Were they riding horses? And we all as a group just died. Like, I remember having my first facial hair and going, yeah, I'm going to stick with this. This is going to be me for the rest of my life. No. And so it gave me just so much fondness. And there's like two parts in particular where I stopped because I was like, oh shit, I literally did this with Amy and Katie when we were kids. Like, this was like how important those friendships mean to you. And, you know, I, at least I don't have that moment of like, all right, this is the last time I got to hang out with my friends. Right. It was always I'll see you tomorrow, not a goodbye. And so, it made me think about my friendship with Amy. We've been friends for 18 years. Our friendship child can drive a car and could fight a war and vote. And thinking about like how lucky I've been to have my Slater around for so long, right? And one day there's going to be I'll see you tomorrow perhaps, but we don't think about it because we're that codependent. But it's, as we're moving on to our next steps, as I'm going to be the matron of honor for her wedding in October, it's just like, yeah, this game's amazing, man. Like,
I love that indie made you emotional. This makes
I
me
mean,
so
I'm just
happy.
thinking about it. I'm getting emotional. It's just it's fucking beautiful. And so like, yeah, no, listen, I platted Saros, I've platted Sekiro. All of them give me the similar feelings I get here, but man, it made me feel something that you're right, Kyle. Most indie games don't do, because for me, most indie games, yeah, they're kind of one note. But these
How dare
kids
you.
are complicated. These kids are flawed. These kids are selfish. And which one of us wasn't a flawed, selfish little prick when we were a kid? That one fight over literally nothing, but you just needed that plan to go through, and someone had a deviating plan. Like, yeah. Or when you're like, oh, I don't feel like going out, I'm sick, and then you see them, or they see you from across town. Like, that's happened to me multiple times.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, man, we all have had a Jenny fucking Goodspeed in our lives, and it's it hits, man. It's a bop, and mixed with a soundtrack that is just fucking incredible from start to finish. I have it playing on my Spotify every time I'm going to work. It's so well done. And I'm glad that games like this exist. I'm glad that like games like Journey, where also doesn't have a fail state, where you can go off and you don't need to speak a single word, but the emotion of the transcending experience remains. Games like Life is Strange, you're right. Games like Walking Dead, they're important, man. And
Very
just
much.
because they don't have a ball nor a gun, just because, yeah, they're easy, and sometimes you could go without sections of whatever because they have long cutscenes, doesn't make them any less impactful. So I adore my time with Mixtape. I think it is my game of the year so far. Like, I just think it's from start to finish. I didn't want to put it down because I was reliving my childhood, so yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And
Shout out.
like my high school experience was not what these kids did. I was introverted. I had my core group of friends. Our version of a good time is going to the movies and then stopping by Applebee's for half price appetizers afterwards.
Oh, half apps was such a thing, man.
That's what we did every weekend, and that was my nostalgia with my friends. And so playing this game, I didn't see myself in any of these characters, but I know the feelings. I had the same feelings of maybe thinking of one of your friends in high school as more than a friend and having a crush on them, and trying to navigate those kind of feelings. And saying goodbye before everyone goes their separate ways and goes to adults, because I did have that moment, and we have not spoken since that moment because things are crazy. So the game is universal in that language, which I love. And even if the music that is in there is not your cup of tea, the whole point of the music in this game is the main character, Stacy, finding the perfect song for each of these moments, and it's looking back through those nostalgic things, because we always hype up a story that we did that it didn't happen that way. Like for one of the earliest chapters are they're escaping from a house party when the cops come to bust it, and they all hopped into a shopping cart and went flying down the streets of the town and through the freeway and then jumped off a dock. That did not happen. But in their minds, that's what happened. And this is how they're telling the story. And I think it's so wonderfully done. I really, really, really did not like their first game, Artful Escape. I just did not gel with it at all, and this is a complete 180 for me. I loved it. I wish some of the sections had a little bit more to them. Some of it went way too quick, I think. But every single time I would like stop and interact with an item and get more backstory on these characters or chatting with them each time, it just was an absolute joy. And shout out to the performances of those three kids, because they're all really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Shout out to Cassandra. I think Cassandra might be my favorite of the three.
Fair enough.
Used to be a goody two shoes, but now she is trying to, become a rebel, as most teens do.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that with the three girls that live in this house, my nieces. Oh boy, it's tough out here. But yeah, like it tells a genuine story. And I think we need more genuine stories in games that aren't like, hey, let's go to space and fight aliens, and have more actual realistic stuff with more fantastical elements to it, which are the music sequences. And what, like, I don't know, like, I don't think you've played it, but I know you watched, I think, Dan playing it.
I saw bits and pieces as I was like walking around the house.
I was gonna say, like, what everyone's like favorite musical gameplay section was, and like Nisa just said in there, I nailed that baseball one, that softball one. Oh my god, it felt so cool. I think that was the Power. I've got the Power song, or the Touch. I think that was the Touch. And every time you would hit a home run with Cassandra, the rinky-dink local baseball field would have like risers of fans pop up out of the ground, and it slowly turned into a baseball stadium as you are just constantly hitting home runs. And it felt so cool because I played baseball when I was younger, so it was like I get that feeling of taking out all your real life frustrations out on a baseball, and that's what was happening in that moment. So I adored most of the game. I just wish there was a little bit more of a connective tissue in between things. But god, it's so good.
It's so good, man. I loved it. I loved it from start to finish. At the end of the day, I saw myself in Slater a lot.
Of course.
A lot. Mix of him and a mix of Stacy. Yeah.
1,000,000% Stacy.
Yeah. When I saw, for me?
Yes.
Oh.
Slater and Stacy, you as a mix? Absolutely.
Yeah. There's one scene in particular this is where I sobbed. They're like, how have you guys been friends for this long or whatever? Like something along that lines. And you see them meet when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we get that question, Amy and I, we get that question literally all the time. And we literally look back at each other going, we were both 15, lunchroom. It's like, no, friendships, man. They be special and stuff. Okay. That said, listen, we've gone on yelling.
You know what else? You know what else is special?
What's that?
New games coming out to the PlayStation Store.
Nice.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront.
Sorry, I took your segue away from you. May 19th, the classic Myst comes to PS5 and PSVR 2. Also on May 19th, we've got R-Type Dimensions 3 and Ribbon, the other classic Myst-like game, comes to PS5 and PSVR 2. On May 21st, which just so happens to be the 6-1 Indie Showcase. Come on down. Watch it. 61indie.com. YouTube.com/61indie. Coffee Talk Tokyo is out on May 21st for PS5. Bistro is also out on PS5 on May 21st. King of Tokyo is on PS5 on May 21st. Luna Abyss, which if you are digging Saros, you should probably look into Luna Abyss. I'm very excited for that one. This one is news to me. I didn't realize it was coming out already. Zero Paredes for Dead Spies is coming out on PS5 on May 21st. That is the Disco Elysium former devs' new game.
Oh, okay.
Did not know it was next week. May 22nd, everyone's favorite gaming mascot from back in the day, Bubsy 4D, comes out on PS5 and PS4. I can't believe this is next week. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight on May 22nd on PS5. Cannot wait. And then finally, I don't know why this one got moved to the end of the list. Also on May 19th, we've got Darksiders War Mastered Edition hitting PS5.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, this Luna Abyss, very much. It's like, hey, guys, we also loved Returnal.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this PSVR? This looks VR-y.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. I see you. And I respect it. That said, it is unfortunately the last segment, but our favorite segment of this show. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw.
That's right.
We only have one because we're going long in the tooth, but we'll save some of the questions for next week.
Okay.
Papa Taz 44 writes in the Discord, like, you can too. With the Expanse series making its way to the video game world, is there a book or series you would like to see get made into a game?
Ooh, like I feel like this one's for you, man. Been reading a lot of books on these planes.
I have been reading a lot of books, but I don't know if they'd necessarily make good video games.
Sure. Wait, you're not reading porn, right?
No.
I'm reading that smut. All right, fair enough.
No. I'm reading fantasy that has a romantic element to it, but not the door book.
Yeah, every time I ask one of my female friends, I'm like, "So what are you reading?" And they're like, "I can't say."
No.
I'm like, "What?" They're like, "It's porn." Oh, cool. You're doing that in public.
I think the Wheel of Time could make a really great game series. Legend of the Seeker, which was the show name. What was the name of the actual book series though? The Sword of Truth.
Okay.
That's another high fantasy series. Honestly, anything high fantasy, I think could make a good series. There's also a game. There's a book series, and I can't remember the name of the series. Nevernight is the first book, but I can't remember the name of the series. It's a trilogy, and she's basically goes to school to be an assassin in this world where society lives in the bones of ancient giants, which are like ancient gods. And they like literally like the sections of their city are broken up into like the ribs and the spine and
awesome.
And there's some really good like plot twists there, but a game in that world would be cool because since she's learning to be an assassin, you have like the stealth element, but then there's also really good plot twists within the story as well, which would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that something like that. But honestly, I think anything that's a high fantasy series could be good. I think there's a lot of science fiction books that could also translate really well, but I can't think of any right now that haven't already been turned into movies. But like something along the lines of like Arrival or The Martian or something like that, like The Fifth Wave or something.
It's on my list to read. I think I own the first two books, but the Red Rising series, I think.
Yes, I haven't read that yet, but I've heard great things.
Also, like, I think a Hunger Games game would do really well.
That's very true. Dresden Files, I haven't read the books, but I watched the show. That would be really fun. That's like a urban fantasy is a great way to describe it, with like ghosts and vampires and like that sort of thing.
It's on my to read list very soon, as I get through these two books that I'm reading through now. And we talked about this previously, but I feel like Mistborn would do pretty well.
Mistborn would be a very cool game, especially with the
Yeah.
magic system in that.
Yeah. So there's a lot out there.
Mhm.
What's this one? Someone said Dragonborn. Is that smut? Is that a safe one?
I don't know
Dragonborn.
I don't know anything about Dragonborn.
Bring in. I don't read. Okay, I can't tell you I'm gonna read it. But Animorphs.
Oh,
Let's
hell
get
yeah.
Animorphs
Let's
in there,
go.
man. I want to transform into an armadillo. Turn into a ball.
That would be your animal of choice?
Yeah, man. A little armadillo. Look at my little legs. My little cute little snout. I get to roll up in a ball.
Like, if you had the power to
Got it
change
all.
into an animal, which one would you morph into? Whenever you want.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know which animal I'd want to morph into, but I feel like based off of other things about me that I know that connect to this animal,
Yeah.
I would turn into a wolf.
Mm.
And I've got stories as to why, but we don't have time for that today.
Okay.
I don't know if I could choose. I don't know what I would choose. I'd have to think about that more.
As somebody who's not fast in real life, I would probably turn into a cheetah just to experience speed.
Interesting.
Something that can fly would be cool, or something that
Yeah.
can be underwater would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, underwater would be cool.
I don't know. I think you would crush it as a sloth.
Thanks.
I don't know why. But
you had the
Okay.
quote unquote compliment from the Redditors earlier, and now you have Joe calling you a sloth. It's what a great night.
I'm not saying she should be or she is. I just feel like she'd be really good at it.
You know what you'd be really good at? Moving real slow.
Dude, sloths are beloved. Sloths are cool.
They also have fabulous nails.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, nails, sloth. Kyle, I don't know your animal.
That's fine.
No. I don't think it is.
That's fine.
Kyle would be.
Can I tell you an embarrassing nickname I had in college?
Please.
They would call me Kai Panda, like a panda bear. So like some sort of bear.
I could see Red Panda because of the beard.
Sure. Which
Dude,
is
Red
actually
Panda's
technically
so
not
fun.
a panda, if you want to get technical about it.
Let me just see. Red Panda.
I think it's closer to a fox than anything else. I think.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no. This is good. This is good. Yeah, look at this little fella. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're Red Panda. You're Red Panda.
Okay.
Look at this little fella. Oh, he's just happy. All right. I like that.
You know how we were sharing like backhanded compliments?
Uh-huh.
I had someone, I don't check these frequently because they're scary, but I had someone send a message request through on Instagram with, honestly, probably one of the wittiest pickup lines I've heard in a long time.
Oh,
So I'm going to
okay.
share it with the class if that's okay. I gotta complain about, hold on, I gotta rewind. I said it wrong already.
Also, real quick, like I like how you said how we've been sharing backhanded compliments. I'm pretty sure it's only coming from one person.
What? It wasn't a crackhead. I just sloth because of the nails.
Okay.
Sloths are cool.
I
All
ought
right.
to complain to Spotify for you not being named this week's hottest single.
Oh, hey now.
Oh, damn.
Wow,
All right.
I like that.
Ooh.
Where do
Worked
people
on
come up with
me.
this
Hello.
stuff?
Hold on, let me write that down.
My word.
Is he teaching a course that I can pay a monthly fee?
Yeah, right. Jesus. All right. I got to show this to the class before we get on out of here. 1 second. Oh,
New age is 6.5. You know what? At least there was effort behind it and it wasn't just sexual or a dick pic.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Normally what I get.
No, 100%. I'm now obsessed. Look at this little guy. Look at him.
Oh yeah,
He's
red
happy.
pandas are awesome.
Yeah, he's just a happy little guy. Oh, man. All right, everybody. I found my favorite animal, red pandas. That said, that's been it for the trophy room. We're so back, gang. We're so back. Before we get on out of here, of course, I want to spotlight our amazing patrons. The reason why we look so good, sound so good, is because of your generosity over at patreon.com. Of course, we have our fundraiser to go to SGF. We're still a few hundred short. We're going to work on when the date is going to be. We should have it next week of when our next community game stream will be. That said, I want to thank our amazing patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Our newest members, Brian Somnia at the gold tier, Foolish Fuji at the bronze tier, Brent Chartrand at the bronze tier. I want to thank Big G at the bronze tier, Corey Gira at the silver tier, and Skylar at the bronze tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burwitz, Caleb Cook, and Toxic. And of course, Tommy, y'all been crushing it. Thank you all so much. And of course, K-Rock's Kiddo Cullen. I want to thank our platinum producers, JC, K-Rock, the Shady Mailman, Tommy, Slapfunk66, Manix Vizia. I want to thank our gold members, JB the Purple Monkey, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Red Arrow, Drug Prowling Wolf, Lord Hatchie, Solo staying carbonite free since 1983. Silver members, Rick Arrington, The Good Sir, Kevin Diaz, Astronaut Jr., The Jester, Sean McKenzie, Suddy, Seth Mildener, Jace Karate, Battered Haddock, Social Savant, and Lord Dialot. Thank you all so much. And I want to shout out our YouTube members as well. Jonathan Kelly, Nisa Howard, The Kush Completionist, Mr. Light, Freight Conductor, Strubles and Bits, Tommy, Jeannie Love, Stefano, B415, NES Encyclopedia, Connor Wing 1575, and Reese. And of course, we want to thank our super chat as well. Tommy coming in with the $49.99 super chat. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Of course, if you want to give, but you don't want to do the monthly stuff, there's a link to the Ko-fi link below. Get yourself shouted out on next week's show. And if you can't support us financially, I get it, dude. It's like $5 a gallon for gas. Are you kidding me? Don't worry, it's gonna work itself out. That said, I'm always an optimist. But listen, please hit like, share, subscribe, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It really does help us out. It grows this big, beautiful family here on the Trophy Room. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep what's about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation.
Bye, love you.
Bye-bye.